guys. Last time we recorded was when we did the Mad Cow Disease episode. Yeah. That day was interesting because I got off of work and I got home, I showered up, and we did that one kind of late. I think we did that one around like 10, 11 at night.
Yeah.
We met up at all.
Bodega.
Yeah, we met up at Borderettes first and had a couple beers and got fresh and then went over there. But beforehand, when I remember I got home, showered up, and then I was, laying on my bed like you do with like a towel, and like out of nowhere, dude, like I remember getting what felt like a bad fever, like, and then I just started shivering like hard out of nowhere, dude, and I was seriously laying in bed like shivering with a fever, and I was like, I might have to call Diego and tell him I can't do this shit tonight. I don't know what's going on. And then like I took like maybe an hour nap, and I was okay. Damn. And I went and we did the show and it was cool. Spreading who knew in December? It's flu season. I just thought maybe I got like a little bug or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But I understand if that was it. I do understand what people mean when they say that it's asymptomatic and sometimes you feel like you're fine. Because bro, when we shot the whole show, I felt fine. The next day, like couple days, like Christmas came, I felt like shit on Christmas, dude. Like. And I was just like, I've never felt sick like this in my life. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
It's funny because when we did the art show in February, I actually felt so sick, like really sick. And somebody was joking, he's like, "Man, you just look like you you just look like you got COVID."
That was the crazy part.
And it's funny because the beer tenders and the barbacks kind of discuss it. Like, I mean, the old school crew kind of talk about it, and it's like I think we all might have gone
at some point,
gone COVID, and we just like went through it because we all got bad shit, like sick, and it was just like that. And yeah, everybody at my house was like super beyond sick, dude. Like I was just like, dude, what the fuck are we doing? Like
same. Like around that time, my parents ended up getting sick. My kids got sick, and we just couldn't explain it. And now, come March, the government wants to take COVID serious. Mm-hmm. Fucking Trump, fuck you. Anyways, but.
We're not gonna go down that rabbit hole.
Nah, you know what? Fuck you, Trump. Fuck you.
But yeah, fuck you, Trump.
A little bit, because
Yeah, and I've said it before. Like I honestly posted about that. Like I'm very anti all that bullshit. So if like people they don't like it, they can unfollow me. That's fine with that. I'm not about my followers.
Yeah,
I'm not about the numbers. So I don't.
We are a anti. Everything that anti-homophobia, anti-racism. Yeah. We are a podcast that grows that way. We do support Black Lives Matter. We do support everything that helps humanizes humans, bro.
Yeah.
Because we get in this trap that everybody wants to fucking like put profits over people, and that's not cool. Because at the end of the day, you're just fucking. It's like a Spock in the fucking machine. Like once it breaks, like you throw that shit away and then you put something else.
Yeah,
keeps going, Yeah, and that's not cool for humans. Might not even be cool for robots, bro. iRobot, dog.
Yeah,
you don't know nothing about that.
If you want to talk shit about transgender people, I'll slap the shit out of you right now. I'm putting it out there.
Yeah,
you could come find me and be like, yo. Fuck this tranny, and then it's on between me and you. That is not a challenge, but I'm just letting people know that's the vibe here now. We're not doing these things anymore.
That's what we are too, dude. Yeah. We're like that too. We were out there at the Rolling for Rights. We did the whole thing, and we skated out there.
Even with the Black Lives Matter movement, some people were like, oh, like. It's not just selective black lives; it's every black life.
Yeah,
doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if you're a lesbian, gay, if you're transgender, if you're anything, dude. Like every black life matters.
Yeah, and that's how we when we were doing like the hashtags and everything, we put like fuck racism, fuck cancer, fuck depression. Like those are tags that we put because we really believe in that shit, dude. Like, I've seen one of my friends confess to me that he was on a super downer because his wife didn't let him see his kids, and like a month later, like dude committed suicide, bro. I'm like, you know,
wow.
because he didn't speak out, like he didn't speak up, and you know, that to me, I take it very serious when I'm going out there and I'm talking to these kids about, you know, like, you know, I was going through the depression and this bullshit that I was going through, and like, this is what I did, and you know what, like, here you go, here's a skateboard, know that there's something good. Life might have been shitty yesterday, but it's not today.
Yeah.
This is kind of what the energy that we're trying to push is. Like, don't, like, if they were fucking with you, like, fuck them, don't worry about it. You got friends over here, you know, we're the KTYP family, you know, and that's how we do it. Like, fuck racism, fuck, you know, anti-fucking, you know, like, all this bullshit that's going on right now about, like, oh, fuck that, I'm gonna paint over this Black Lives Matter bullshit. No, fuck that, dude. Like, every single life, everything, we're pro against love and good energy and positivity. And
I only have one race, and that's the human race, dog.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. Very true.
And fuck all these fools.
Yeah, dude. But yeah, I love you.
Don't be grabbing my nipple like that, fool.
I just seemed vulnerable. I was like, dude, I'm so gonna grab his nipple. But yeah, man. Anything new that's coming out? Dude, you seen this? I don't know if you guys have seen it. It's Raised by Wolves.
Yes.
Have you guys seen it?
I haven't.
We have it. Well, I'm discussing it. I dropped the mic, so I can't discuss it.
A little sneak peek. Dude, I seen that.
But yeah, dude. I mean, it is terrible. COVID has brought out the worst and the best in people.
Yeah.
I know I'm making the most money at this point in my life, but it's not by design. It's by hard work. You know.
Yeah.
And that's what I tell everybody. Is like, yeah, like, you know, it's time to really recharge yourself mentally, and to really create something. Don't be like, take your time, take your time. This is your time to readjust yourself. You gotta really make yourself really think and be creative, and then realize, like, dude, I can't believe I could do this.
Yeah, it's a calibration.
Yeah.
You recalibrate.
I'm starting an OnlyFans.
Drop the ad.
Yeah. And I'm just gonna do ayahuasca on camera, and we're just gonna see how it goes. I can't tell you more about what that channel could be, because who knows what'll happen. I might end up butt cheek spread in front of the camera, like
I'm about to start one.
Saying a prayer to the gods
on my belly.
That could, dude.
That probably could work. I don't know.
Dude, you never know. You never know.
If you don't mind who's buying it, then.
Which thank you guys, whoever listened to the last episode.
Last episode was great.
Sex tape.
I did tune in. I appreciated all the perspective of,
absolutely,
someone who's working the OnlyFans circuit right now, or two people, because that's the thing. I think a lot of people didn't realize and don't realize what it's like to be a photographer in those type of situations, and to have to hold yourself to a higher standard and not be a fucking creep.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you get this blowback from people who think that that's what you're in it for. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're trying to start a personal relationship with someone, and they're like, "Oh, you just take pictures of naked chicks."
Yeah.
Then obviously you're fucking these chicks, and it's like, that's not. There's a certain level of professionalism that goes with it, but even as a photographer, there's a certain amount of criticism and scrutiny that goes along with it. So I thought that was I thought that was really interesting. I thought Homeboy's fucking perspective all got really interesting, and just what goes into that, emotionally, and what so much about her own personal feminism, and how doing all this makes her feel, and all the type of repressed feelings and stuff like that kind of bring you to doing something like this, and how empowering something like that can be for you if that's the type of background you came from. So solid. I appreciated the episode. It was all good. Shout out to motherfucking Cardi B, my motherfucking queen.
I knew you were about to say that shit too.
WAP.
Yeah, shout out to WAP. Shout out to that piece of art that is WAP. Shout out to the piece of anarchist art.
Shout out to
that fucking is Cardi B, bro. Like, that's what more you want? That's a Latina woman yelling into your white child's ears about her wet pussy makes me so fucking happy, bro. Wet ass pussy. That, oh my god. And
think about it. Think about that. Just like right now, didn't they put like there was this whole thing because this is why they started the explicit lyrics staying on the CDs because who was it? Dude, the guy who sings Purple Rain, fucking
Prince
said in one of his songs it says like with the magazine masturbating in the hotel room. So the mom bought the CDs for the kids, fucking played the vinyls or whatever.
Who was it? Al Gore's wife.
Yeah.
Al Gore's wife, Tipper Gore, was the one that actually went to the record companies that kind of pressure him to have a parental advisory.
Dude, when Cop Killer came out, that's when it became a thing.
Imagine hearing WAP.
Like back then, if you really listened to lyrics, it was so more.
Get that
it was more artistic, and it was more like it was kind of like flowing under the radar. Even Little Kim stuff, it was like super under the radar, but now it's like super like in your face, which
in itself is an art form.
Yeah.
With all the groups and the things that I feel like all of us are trying to do out here, a lot of it has to do with putting, the youth on to, just being better, bro. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Understanding, having the youth understand the way the world looks at them and how they need to present themselves after that. You know what I mean? Because, coming from these type of neighborhoods and, being Mexican, being black, being, whatever minority you might be, in America, you usually have to get ready for whatever it's gonna, come at you, for whatever life as a brown person in this country is like.
Yeah.
And to be able to try to put, like I said, kids on, and not just that, bro, but I really like what you're doing, with the whole group because to me, kids, you only get one childhood.
Yeah, dude.
You know what I mean? You can't go back on that shit. And depending on the circumstances that are surrounding your childhood, who knows how it turns out.
Yeah.
And if there's anything, there's a lot of kids out in this area and just in the hood in general who don't get to live that life.
Yeah.
Who watch these fucking Disney shows and these fucking movies and this and that and think that is what life is supposed to be like. And then they look at their own shit and you're here.
Yeah,
you're in the hood.
And
your house smells like beans because your mom's been cooking them all day, and you're sharing a fucking one bedroom with like fucking 5 people, and like all those types of things that are involved in your life. That shit doesn't get covered in those type of scenarios, in those type, like I said, movies, media, things like that. That part of life just isn't shown. So to be able to have elders in the hood now to kind of guide someone through that and to make sure you're having a cool childhood, or at least as cool as it can be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Fuck, how cool is a free skateboard, bro? Like,
well, just to know that somebody actually will listen to you.
Yeah.
Just that.
Yeah, bro.
I have kids, like, and it's kind of weird, man. I tell them, like, hey, don't hit me past this time, like, because they will message me, like, at 1 in the morning or whatever. I'm like, are you okay? They're like, yeah, I'm okay. Okay, good night. And then I'll message them the next day, like, unless something's wrong. I'm like, I've had one of the little boys. He actually messaged me. He was at the Alpha Project, one of those Alpha Project set places where they have the homeless or whatever. It's like his mom ended up going to jail, and his dad was disappeared. I don't know what. He ended up staying with the stepdad. I don't know what's going on there, but he ended up going to like a homeless shelter and messaged me and was like, hey, I'm gonna steal a skateboard. And I'm going like, wait, hold on, like, what's going on here? Like, obviously it's a cry for help, or else he wouldn't be telling me. So he was like, it's just I need a skateboard. And I'm like, well, what happened? Like, you had a skateboard last week. He's like, oh, well, there's this guy walking around here and saying it's like bunk check and shit, like taking these kids' stuff. And I'm like, what the fuck? And luckily, I'm pretty. I know these places, so I start calling and figuring out, and they're like, okay, we're gonna keep an eye on that. And then I messaged the kid. I'm like, hey, has this guy fucking fucked with you? And he was like, no, like what? And I'm like, good, like, dude, like, just for them to know there's somebody that I can reach out to and bring my problems. It might not have to be like the biggest problems.